Morning, ladies, gents. Okay, so taking up the first page of homework and out of our patterning unit, I decided to show you 1D from the first one. So they gave us the nth term of 4n minus 2. So I did the term number, term value chart. So term number again being just which number in the pattern it is. And then they gave us 2, 6, 10, 14, 18, and 22. And then they asked us to write the pattern rule. So it starts at 2, and then we get a jump of 4 every single time, so add 4 each time. And that's what the reason they did that is they're trying to help you figure out how to make the nth term, this one, which by the time we get to number 4 was the big idea behind it. Okay, so a regular increase of 4 each time, that's what tells us that we are multiplying n by 4. And again, n is whatever number you happen to be dropping into here. And then when we see that, okay, so 4 times 1 would be 4. But then we see, oh wait, it's not 4, it's 2. It's 2 lower. So that's why I subtract by 2. And then, again, if you were doing this backwards, you check the second one. So 2 times 4 would be 8. Subtract off another 2 brings us down to 6. Okay, looks like it's working. Again, if you can get 3 in a row to work, you've got it. So 3 times 4 would be 12. Take away 2 is 10. Okay, I got 3 of them in a row to work. I know that 4n minus 2 would be it. Again, I know they gave us the nth term, but that's kind of the thinking behind how to find an nth term. Okay, for number 3, I decided to show you D as well. So they gave us the first 5 term values, and then they asked us to write the pattern rule. So again, start at 4, and then we're adding 1 each time. Okay, so not a terribly complex pattern. Then they asked us to extend the chart to find the 12th term. So right up to the 12th number, and we see we just keep counting by ones until we get up to 15. So that's the 12th term. So then for the nth term, well, because it's an increase of 1 each time, we're not going to be doing any multiplying n by anything. Okay, it's still staying 1n or just n. But then go off of that, 1n would give us 1. We need to be up at 4. Okay, so we need to be 3 higher. So n plus 3. Let's check that for the next one. So n would be 2 plus another 3 would give us 5. That one worked. Let's see if the next one works. N would be 3. We're not multiplying it by anything, so just 3 plus another 3 would be 6. Okay, so that one works for that. Then they asked to use the nth term to figure out what the 100th one would be. We certainly wouldn't want to keep going all the way up to 100 in a term number, term value chart. So we take the nth term, n plus 3, substitute 100 in for n, and then add 3 to it to give us 103. Then on to number 4. Again, you need to send me a picture of what you did for 4C, please. That is going to be your assessment focus for this. Also gives me a very good snapshot if you are getting what's going on with this. So again, I decided to show you letter D. So term number, term value chart. They gave us the pattern of 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. Okay, so we see that the 5th term is 30, 3rd term is 20, so on and so forth. Then they asked us to graph it and use the graph to figure out what the 9th term would be. So term values go up, term numbers go across, and then we graphed it. Again, if we were to join a line along these, we would get a straight line, and that's because this is a linear relationship, meaning line. Extending past 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, all the way up, we see that 9 goes across to 50, so that is our 9th term. So another way of doing it, other than this, to predict what later terms are going to be, if you had actual grid paper, what you could do is just graph the first few, like maybe the first 4 or 5 of them, get your ruler, go whoosh, draw a line, and then just follow that line right up until you hit, like where the 9th term would be, where they said, and then see across. Oh, okay, so by the time I get over to 9, I'm up at 50. Okay. So then they asked for the nth term. So for the nth term, I actually find the term number, term value charts really useful. So first, I'm looking for how much it increases by. So we see from the first term to the second term, it goes up by 5. From the second to the third, up by 5, up by 5, up by 5. Okay, so that regular increase of 5, that tells me right away I'm taking n and multiplying it by 5. So then we do that. 5n, and then replace this with n. So 5 times 1 would be 5. I need 10. So I'm 5 low, which means I should add 5. Okay, so we're thinking, okay, let's see, is it 5n plus 5? Well, let's see if it works for this one. 5n, so 5 times 2 would be 10, plus another 5 would give me 15. Looking good. Let's make sure it works for the third one. Then we know we have it. So 5 times 3 would be 15, plus another 5 gives me 20. I got 3 of them in a row to work. I know I have my nth term. Now that we have the nth term, let's use that to predict the 60th term. So write down your nth term. We replace the n with 60, because that's our term number for this one. 5 times 60 is going to be 300, plus the extra 5 gives us 305. Okie dokie. Again, questions with anything, please, please, please ask me. Go to Mathify, get help. It's a very, very short unit, so we don't have you don't have a lot of opportunities for practice. So if you have any mistakes or things you're unsure of, please take care of it right away.